What is meant by letting go of control in terms of manifesting what you want in your physical reality? This is something I've heard so many different manifesting teachers say all through the years, and it's something I've really struggled with, to be honest, because part of me felt like I actually don't want to let go of control in how I create my experience. I don't want to just sit back or feel like I'm bobbing along and whatever shows up, because it just doesn't feel exciting to me. I want to feel like I have a part to play in what shows up. So through some exploring, one teacher who really explained this in a way that it landed for me and I had quite a breakthrough was Bashar. And he said, when we speak about the idea of letting go of control, it's not that you're letting go of control completely, you're just letting go of control in a way that you're letting go of resistance. But you're aligning with where your real control is. And that's built into you. That's built into us all. There is an innate intelligence, we can call it source, our inner being, our higher mind, whatever we want to call it. But there's an innate intelligence built in. You might have often heard the phrase, just go with the flow in life. And when you go with the flow, what tends to happen? Especially if you're going through a stressful experience or you have something going on in life and you feel like, you know what, I actually cannot figure this out. I don't know what to do with this situation or whatever it is. And then it's like you take your hands off the reins and you let go of control, you go with the flow and it all works itself out. Typically quicker than you actually expected. So what is happening when we go with the flow in life? So what's happening is there's the control that we try to manage from, let's call it the little version of us. And this little version of us, it only knows what it knows up to this point. So it has all its memories of this happened, this worked out well, this did not work out well. So I'm going to store all that memory and that intelligence and I'm going to make decisions based off of that moving forward. But what happens there is that keeps us capped and we make decisions and choices from a limited perspective. But there's another part of us, and this is the part that I'm speaking to relative to the innate intelligence that's built into us all, which is what we allow do its work when we go with the flow and take our hands off the reins and let go of control in terms of the little me version. When we let go of control in terms of the little me version, what we're actually doing is we're letting go of resistance. We're letting go of resistance to that which we are wanting to manifest. As soon as we decide something, as soon as we feel a desire, let's say, a want for something, using Abraham Hicks' expression, we shoot a rocket out. And when we shoot that rocket out, that means that thing is instantly done. It's instantly created. It's instantly available to us to receive. And when that thing is available to us, it is also instantly making its way towards us into our experience to be realized. So as long as we're using our little me version to control and try and make that thing happen, because we're coming from the limited perspective of all the ways we're trying to make it happen rather than allow it happen, it causes resistance, and the resistance actually doesn't let the thing show up. When we align with the bigger me version, the innate intelligence that's built into me, built into you, built into us all, it's a done deal. It already exists and it's already making its way to us in the fastest possible time that aligns with our highest expression, our highest experience. All we have to do is let it do its thing, just like I mentioned before, relative to going with the flow. That thing is going to show up in the highest possible expression, in the fastest possible way, because that's the way it operates. You might have heard people say, return to your God self. When you return to your God self, you realize that you are one with God. You are God. You're not separate from God. So that which is the innate intelligence within you, that is source within you, that is instantly bringing that thing you are wanting to you in the fastest possible way, you are aligning with that part of yourself, that God self, that part of you who is not asking permission to a God outside of you or anything outside of you to say, please, can I have this thing? And I'll do whatever I need to do using the control of my small mind to make it happen. You are coming back into your seat of power, remembering you are God, God you are, aligning with your God self. And in that, there is no separation, there is no resistance to the thing that you are allowing come through, because now you are worthy. You are realizing you are God. You don't need to use your little me version to try and make something happen through effort, through doing things that feel like a no within your whole being. It just feels like, I don't want to do things this way to make this happen, but I feel like I need to do it because that's the only way it can happen for me. I'm not worthy of having it naturally given to me. I'm not worthy of receiving this thing unconditionally. I must place conditions on myself, do things that don't feel good to me to allow this thing to come in. You're not playing that game. You're allowing what's given to you to flow through. So when you align with this inner being, this source within yourself, this part of you that is you, this God self, you are now aligned with the frequency of that thing that you are wanting, that experience that you're wanting, whatever it is. There's no resistance within you. It is allowed to just do what it is naturally wanting to do, as long as you just don't get in the way by playing the small game. And I'd like to add another little piece in. And this is inspiration from Bashar as well. He gives the example of the little me version is like you on the ground, and the big you version is like you as an eagle above the mountain with a 360 perspective. You on the ground, you can only see what you can see around you, and you only know what you know to this point through your past experience. So you're limited in that. The eagle perspective, it can see what is the fastest, most enjoyable, highest way for you to move forward on the journey to what it is you are wanting. Because ultimately, without making the video about this, the journey is what you're after. So it can see what's the highest path for you to go from A to B, where you are to what it is you are wanting. And the eagle perspective, your inner being, the higher version of you, it is going to guide you through feeling within yourself. You need to listen to those subtleties in order to hear it, because it is not going to be necessarily the loudest voice in your head. When we've practiced being our little me for so long, those thoughts and beliefs and feelings, they are all likely practiced the most. So they have the most space, the loudest volume in your head. So we need to quieten that down and actually let ourselves hear what our inner being, where our real control is that we're wanting to align with, our source. What is the guidance it is sharing with us? The eagle perspective, what is it sharing with us? Because it can see, if you take 2 steps ahead and you take the little me's idea of how you're going to get from A to B in the fastest possible way with its limited knowledge, the eagle perspective, it can see that if you take 2 steps forward and follow that seemingly fastest linear path, there's a massive pothole 2 steps ahead of you. You're going to fall into it, and it's going to take you 2 years at least to get out of it. And you're going to put yourself through unnecessary struggle. But if you take 1 step forward, 2 steps to the right, 6 steps forward, and go in a seemingly totally unrelated way to what it is you are wanting, it's actually going to take you on the highest path where more things you've never even thought about that you wanted, to make it the best experience for you to go from A to B. It's going to take you that way because it can see what you can't see, but you've got to trust it and you've got to listen. Because like I said, it's not going to be the loudest voice in your head, typically. But when you listen and you start aligning with this, you are going to feel trust in yourself, your confidence in yourself, your feeling of power. It's going to absolutely raise up. You're going to become a version of yourself that you didn't even know existed because you were previously playing such a small version of yourself. And one of the things that happens when you align with this intelligence within yourself is you start receiving inspiration in terms of taking action. You'll take action that feels better to you in your body. If your work, for instance, is something that just doesn't light you up and you know it's not something that is going to feed your soul for the rest of your life, well, it will offer you new perspectives with how you can see your work. Maybe you give yourself a deadline. You say, look, I'm going to stay in this job for 3 years. I'm going to set aside X amount of money and I'm going to invest it into this thing that I know my soul would absolutely light up in working this way. So you make a plan. Now the job doesn't become something where you feel like you're forced to have to do it. Like you feel trapped because you're having to do something and play a smaller game than you know you're capable of playing. Your perspective changes. And with that perspective change, you can still be doing the same things, but it feels different in your body because now you've changed the energy around it. And once you do that, the outside has to change too, because you're making the change first. You're changing within yourself first. It wants the best for you. It loves you. It wants you to have the highest experience here on this earth. And it doesn't matter where you are, what situation you're in, it's going to work with you from where you are right now. And it's going to give you the greatest guidance to help you raise up into a better feeling place within yourself, irrespective of what's going on outside of you. And if there's a piece of advice I would like to share in this video, it is to practice listening to your own inner guidance, where your real control is. Because when you take action from here, your whole life is going to change. And you're going to change as a person. Because you're going to realize that the real control you've always been wanting, the real control has always been within you. And it's going to bring you back to who you are, who you really are. And you're going to feel more fulfilled, literally, because you're filling yourself up with more of who you are. And that gets expressed in the world as more of you. I hope this helps. I wanted to share this because this has been a massive breakthrough for me, a massive drop for me. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for listening. See ya.